welcome to Agric. Today on ARCN Television, Mabusha, Abuja, Nigeria. I am Khadija. Uluwatoyin,
First, I'd like to start by saying soil is the foundation of every harvest, the starting point of every successful farming season, and the silent partner in the pursuit of food security. Before we talk about seeds, fertilizer, irrigation, or mechanization, we must first talk about the soil. It is therefore a privilege to welcome you to the national launch of the Nigerian Farmer Soil Health Scheme, NFSHS. Today we are not merely unveiling a program, we are advancing a national resolve to rebuild the foundation of our agri-food systems, heal our soils, raise productivity, and make science on every day for farmers to build a sustainable and prosperous future for Nigeria. Across Nigeria, soil degradation has become quite an emergency. Nearly 65% of our farmlands are losing fertility, and over 400,000 hectares of arable land disappear each year to erosion and desertification. Declining soil quality is now one of the most serious constraints to productivity in sub-Saharan Africa. These silent losses continue to undermine yields regardless of investment in improved seeds, fertilizers, irrigation, or mechanization. Until we fix the soil, every other investment will yield only a fraction of its potential. The Nigerian Farmer Soil Health Scheme is our direct response to this challenge. It is a flagship initiative designed to equip farmers, especially smallholder farmers, with the requisite knowledge, information, and tools to understand, manage, and restore health of their soils for improved productivity. This is empowerment through knowledge. This is empowerment that is practical, data-driven, and lasting. It moves us from the rudimentary to precision and from subsistence to transformative agriculture, building inclusive and resilient economic growth for our people. In Nigeria, on average, farmers apply less than 20 kilograms of fertilizer per hectare, far below the African target of 50 kilograms. Field studies have shown that up to 40% of fertilizer applied on smallholder farms is lost or underutilized due to poor soil knowledge, practices, and management. Therefore, improving our soil fertility can raise crop yields by as much as 20 to 40%, often the difference between the subsistence and surplus. The NFSHS is designed to unlock the potential, transforming farming knowledge into everyday progress for farmers for increased food security. This landmark initiative will shift the narrative and drive this change from waste to wisdom and from small to plenty. Every kilogram of fertilizer will count. No effort will be wasted, and productivity will rise where it matters most, on the farm. In July 2023, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR declared a state of emergency on food security, a decisive response to rising food and input prices, shrinking productivity, and the urgent need to safeguard national stability. That declaration marked a turning point in our agricultural policy direction, placing food security at the heart of the renewed hope agenda and affirming the President's conviction that food security is a national security. Building on this vision, decisive measures have been taken to stabilize prices, boost production, and restore confidence in Nigeria's food system.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm privileged and honored to be part of this significant occasion marking the launch of the Nigerian Farmer Soil Health Scheme. This is one of the innovative initiatives designed, developed in country as part of the collectives of initiatives of flagship under the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR. It is designed to tackle the issue of low productivity of farmers and the high cost of production through indiscriminate fertilizer application and the waste associated with it. The scheme shall promote tailored fertilizer recommendations based on specific crops and locations, helping farmers to achieve maximum yields and income and thus sustainable food security. Farming begins with the soil. It is the quiet partner in every harvest, the hidden force behind every good crop. But for many years, our soils have been working without rest, giving and giving while we hardly check how they were doing. Many farmers across Nigeria are doing their best, but they don't always know what their soil really needs. That must change. The Nigerian Farmer Soil Health Scheme is here to help farmers understand their soil better, what nutrients it has, what it lacks, and how to treat it right. It takes away the guesswork and gives farmers simple, useful advice to grow more, spend less on inputs, and take care of the land. The NFSHs represent a pioneering effort by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security focused on enhancing soil health and fertility through scientific soil assessment and data-driven fertilizer recommendations. This initiative, therefore, aligns with Mr. President's vision of food sovereignty and the urgency to revolutionize Nigeria's agricultural sector and guarantee food security. The Nigerian Farmer Soil Health Scheme stands as a transformative initiative for our nation's food security. The broad objectives of the scheme include the following: improving soil health, enhancing soil fertility and productivity through targeted fertilizer application and sustainable soil management practices. B, increasing crop yields, boosting agricultural productivity and food security. C, supporting climate-resilient agriculture, fostering climate-smart and regenerative agricultural practices. Among the deliverables from this scheme are: 1, establishment of 774 soil testing laboratories throughout the local governments of the country. The provision of personalized soil health cards for farmers, which include details on soil fertility, pH levels, fertilizer recommendations, and crop that can be grown. C, the development of a digital platform, the Nigerian Soil Information System, aimed at consolidating soil data to facilitate informed decision making. There are enormous benefits accruing to this scheme, which include the following: improve fertilizer use, optimizing fertilizer application to minimize waste and environmental pollution, increase income, boosting farmers' income through enhanced crop yields and lower input costs, environmental sustainability, fostering sustainable agricultural practices and decreasing greenhouse gas emissions. It also will enhance food security with increased agricultural productivity. Nigeria can lessen its dependence on food imports and strengthen its food sovereignty. E, reduce production costs incurred by farmers, leading to affordable food by our citizens. F, it helps to reduce fertilizer load, leading to groundwater pollution and conformity to residue limits in agricultural produce for local consumption and for export. And then G, job creation. The establishment of soil testing laboratories across the 774 local government areas is expected to generate job opportunities for rural youth and women. To realize the objective of the scheme and maximize the associated benefit, the implementation strategies adopted a comprehensive public-private partnership approach, ensuring inclusivity from the national to the various subnational levels. The scheme implementation committees are structured as follows. 1, the National Executive Committee, which shall be responsible for overseeing the implementation and monitoring of the scheme. Then 2, state and local government committees that will assist in the rollout of the scheme and engagement with farmers at the various local government levels. And then partnership, collaboration with development partners, research institutions, and farmer organizations. With support from development partners such as GIZ, Agroclimatic Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscapes, ACRISAL, the World Bank, Soil Values, the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA in Ibadan, the scheme, and many others, which we may mention at the end. The scheme has achieved several significant milestones, notably the following. The concept note for the Nigerian Farmer Soil Health Scheme was developed and included in the 2024 budget in September 2023. Establishment of the National Technical Executive Committee was done in July 2024. Hosting of the National Stakeholder Sensitization Workshop here in Abuja was held in August 2024. Design of the soil health card for fertilizer recommendation and agronomic advisory services was also done in August 2024. Organization of regional stakeholder workshops, one for the North and one for the South, were held in September and October 2024, respectively. Completion of a study tour to Ethiopia for learning and lessons was conducted in November 2024. Development of the Nigerian Soil Information System and the Nigerian Farmer Soil Health Card Scheme portal was done in October 2024. Integration of the Soil Health Scheme into the ECOWAS Regional Fertilizer Hub located in IITA Ibadan was concluded in November 2024. Collaboration with key stakeholders, including the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, were done as of December 2024. We also conducted sensitization and advocacy workshop on the need for laboratory establishment in Oyo and Kaduna states, in Kano State in January 2025. Training of laboratory technicians and technologists was conducted on these soil health card scheme modules in Oyo and Kano State in the same January. Final validation workshop on the Nigerian Farmer Soil Health Scheme was done in February 2025. And in 2025 February again, we established Coalition of the Willing platform to support the implementation of the Soil Health Scheme. Readiness assessment exercise was also conducted in August 2025 to test run the bulk of the things we have developed. And then phase 1 of soil sample collection and analysis was conducted in March 2025. Engagement of consultants for the Coalition of the Willing platform was done in April 2025. And then high-level Coalition of the Willing meeting was done in August 2025. Another readiness assessment exercise at the various states was conducted in August 2025, and a workshop on Coalition of the Willing was held in September 2025. On a pilot scale, the scheme has carried out soil assessment in 11 states across the 6 geopolitical zones. This will be upscaled to other states in phases. We believe that this initiative will become a common government-backed service to support smallholder farmers for a transformative agriculture and food system. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to seize this opportunity to emphasize that health of our soil is fundamental to agricultural resilience, as healthy soil supply essential nutrients for plant growth, regulate water, support biodiversity, and aid in our climate change mitigation strategy. In this regard, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is implementing innovative strategies to establish a resilient and thriving agricultural sector, which will foster economic growth, prosperity, and a brighter future for all Nigerians. We are endorsing and promoting globally accepted food-based practices while enhancing the value of our agricultural products. Nigeria, by this scheme, is already implementing the Nairobi Declaration on African Fertilizer and Soil Health, approved by the heads of state and government on 9th of May 2024 in Nairobi, Kenya. We've also carefully taken note of the Joint Development Partners Declaration by 14 partners, in which they noted on the subject of African fertilizer and soil health as follows, quote, inciting a renewed focus and impetus on simultaneously improving access to and sustainable use of fertilizer and soil health is of great priority to raise the sustainability, short and long-term productivity, profitability, inclusivity, and resilience of African agriculture and food system. The African Fertilizer and Soil Health Action Plan's vision of reversing soil degradation, increasing effectiveness and efficiency in the use of organic and inorganic fertilizers, accelerating inclusive agricultural transformation, and ending hunger, malnutrition, and poverty, while improving natural resources management for ecosystem services and biodiversity, can only be achieved by embracing soil health as a condition rather than an option. End of quote. The ministry has initiated the integration of soil management into our policies and programs and will persist in advocating for enhanced soil conservation methods, better extension services, and increased access to soil health data and technologies. This strategy is a game changer. By embracing the Nigerian Farmer Soil Health Scheme and its crop and farm-specific fertilizer recommendations, our farmers can finally double the yields of our most vital crops. The Nigerian Farmer Soil Health Scheme is not just about science. It is about giving farmers the right tool and knowledge to succeed. It is about respect for the soil and for those who work it. When a farmer understands their soil, they can plant better, harvest better, and pass on a healthier land to their children. When we care for the soil cares for us. And when farmers are informed, they can even do more than survive, they can strive. We are not guessing anymore. Our commitment includes collecting at least 1,200 soil samples per geopolitical zone annually, and this is the list. And based on support that we envisage from our partners, these numbers can go up. This precision-based approach is how we effectively boost production and ensure food security. The results will speak for themselves. As a farmer who currently harvests, for example, 60 to 80 bags of 550 kg bags of rice per hectare, if he doubles that, can now begin to expect 120 to 160 bags. And based on the current yield gap, this is attainable. The 50 bag yield for wheat can be doubled to 100 bags. Maize farmers will see their 50 bag yield jump to about 100 bags. Even crops like onions will double, turning a 400 bag harvest into about 800 bags per hectare. This is not just about better farming, it's about national prosperity and putting more food on every family's table. Finally, the investment made to achieve the soil health will be consolidated with the development of a Nigerian agricultural soil management policy for sustainability.
There's no better way for us to have a better farming system and also to manage our environment through the soil management we'll be going through by having soil labs all over the country in the 774 local governments. This will not only tell us what kind of fertilizer to use, but it will drastically decrease the use of fertilizer because there are some areas that we don't need to apply fertilizer. The soil is having its own fertility already. What I will urge the federal ministry to do is to now translate this to the layman who are the farmers in the field, so that some of them will understand that this is not another time for rhetorics or grammar, but we are bringing practical solutions on how some of them will increase their yield. In fact, some of them will stop bothering themselves on saying, I learned rice is very expensive in the market, I must plant rice. With that result and soil analysis, you will discover that planting carrot is even going to be more productive than the rice that your neighbor or somebody in another state is doing. So this is a welcome idea. This cannot come better than now. So for me, I want to congratulate all of us for this milestone.
It is with a profound sense of duty and great optimism that I stand before you today on behalf of the National Assembly House Committee on Agricultural Production and Services to deliver this goodwill message. At this pivotal launch of the Nigerian Farmers Soil Health Scheme, we are gathered here for a cause that strikes at a very root of our national survival and economic prosperity. The soil is not merely the ground we walk on. It is the fundamental bedrock of our civilization, the source of our sustenance, and the primary capital upon our agricultural future is built. The launch of this program is therefore not just another government program. It is a strategic and timely intervention to secure the lifeblood of our nation's food security. This initiative powerfully aligns with the vision of the Renew Hope Food Security Program. By focusing on the health of our soil, we are moving beyond superficial treatment to address the core challenge of declining agricultural productivity. Healthy soil means higher yield, more nutrition, food increase, resilience to climate change, and a greater income for our hardworking farmers. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is to be commended for its foresight in conceiving this scheme. This is the kind of innovative fundamental policy that promises lasting impact. Let me assure you all, especially our farmers and partners, that the National Assembly, through our committee, stand in full solidarity with this endeavor. Our role as legislators is not only to appropriate funds, but also to provide robust oversight, ensuring that this scheme is implemented with transparency, efficiency, and a direct tangible benefit to the millions of farmers across Nigeria.
I want to, not only on behalf of the Soil Science Society of Nigeria, but on behalf of all scientists working on soils in Nigeria, thank the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and the Honorable Minister for this watershed moment. I call it a watershed moment because for long we have been planning without thinking about the basis. The basis of all agriculture is the soil. But in the past, we have focused on different things, and that's why we have not been achieving the right results. With the present initiatives by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, and especially by the effort of the Honorable Minister of State, we can see light at the end of the tunnel. Also, I mentioned recently to the Minister that as the President of Soil Science Society of Nigeria, I'm lucky to come at an opportune time when the whole world is putting attention to the soils. From the global initiatives, to the Soil Initiative for Africa, to the ECOWAS initiatives, which led to the establishment of Regional Hub where I'm now situated, everything is now clicking. So it's left to us to make sure everything works well. Fortunately for Nigeria, I think we are far ahead of other countries in Africa in addressing the issues of our soils.
Nigeria has made it possible for our farmers to be able to produce optimally with less money spent on unnecessary fertilizers. We are going to be doing soil-specific and crop-specific fertilization of the soil. We will attain several milestones by doing that, and we are grateful to everyone here present. I don't want to mention specifically the Ministry of Agriculture or our friends in the National Assembly and donor partners and development partners and all that. But I want, on behalf of the Nigerian farmers, to tell all Nigerians that food security is around the corner. Once we're able to optimize our productivity, we will be able to bring about sustainable processing of what we produce. We will be able to make value addition the cornerstone of our productivity, and we will be able to be prosperous as a nation. We are a nation that is endowed with a lot of cultivable and irrigable land, and we have a large population. That, when fully utilized, will make Nigeria the food basket of Africa, which we already are. But most of it is by name. We want to actualize that fact through AFTA. We want to also be the Africa that everybody has been looking at from the Global Food Security Conference in 2016, when the whole world was looking at Africa to provide food for it.
In living to its core mandate, the Nigerian Governors Forum has today evolved to become a veritable platform that leverages the potentials of federalism to address critical issues of national concern. I want to say a very big thank you to the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. For some years, there has been a kind of gap between the formulation of policies at the federal level and the subnationals. But for the last 2 years, we want to say a big thank you to the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Every step we have been taken across, and we are most appreciative. To the Senate Committee on Agriculture, we are also most appreciative.
Can we all extend our hands in unveiling the plaque for a successful launch of the scheme? Okay. After the count of 3.
On this note, to wrap it up on Agric today for this week, I hope this is so educating and exciting, as I will promise to bring you more episodes that are going to be educational and of course impactful to our farmers, of course our investors. On this note, I say bye for now from here. I am Khadija Oluwatoyin, saying catch ya.